The other thing I want to talk to you about, my audience, if you don't know what to do with this information, people are saying that people are going to be fatigued and the learned helplessness is going to come back as a result of these millions and millions of files being dumped. And we're going to talk and talk and talk about it for months until we're just like, forget about the children. Of course not. Of course that. That's not what's going to happen. But I'm going to give you at least two different forms of how to react to these Epstein files, what you can do. Number one, my favorite, inaction. All right? Do not participate in the system. Remove yourself from the system. This is what they're doing in Wisconsin right now. I mean, I don't know if they're still doing it, but in the freezing cold, they weren't going to work, but they were also protesting. Uh, Pulling yourself out of the system is something I've said before. Like, take your children out of the system. Don't entrust your children to the system. The system is crazy. It may not seem like it's crazy in public school at the moment, but ICE is showing up to public school, and that's a good reason to take your children out of the system right there. The fact that ICE has been allowed there. But the Epstein stuff, take your children out of daycare, take your children out of the system, and leave the system as soon as you can, even if it's briefly. Like, go visit another country. I noticed a lot of people, and myself, I went to Egypt. A lot of people have been going and visiting other countries, and that's a beautiful thing. They've been getting out of here. That's a beautiful thing energetically. It's good to go breathe some fresh air, and have some good food somewhere else. Okay? Because when they come to enact the Nuremberg trials, when America doesn't serve justice internally and it has to come externally, I don't know. It's just it's gonna ease the anxiety of having other people in the country. If um if people are like, other countries aren't that bad, and America isn't that good, is it? It's not been that good. It's been really, really bad. Anyway, so remove yourself from the system. Go off grid. Quit your job. I don't care if you have to depend on welfare and unemployment. You have to depend on the government. Depend on it. Drag it down. Just don't contribute. Just don't contribute. Okay, join ICE and then quit after a month. Uh, just do whatever that you can do to waste their time. Whistleblow. Whistleblow. I mean, if you have one of those jobs, and also look around you, because this Epstein stuff isn't happening up there, out there, way over there. It's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere. It's not just the president, the awful, disgusting, terrible president, and the CEOs, the longtime CEOs of uh, huge companies. It's not just them, all right? It's in the military. It's in the public schools. It's in I'm worried about the Ohio foster care program. You're not supposed to be moving children all around, but the Ohio foster care program is moving people into Dayton, Ohio from other counties. You're not supposed to be moving children out of their school systems, but this is something that was allowed. Um, Look all around you, wherever there are vulnerable children, wherever there are vulnerable young ladies, all right? Wherever there are vulnerable people, open your eyes and see what's going on. Whistleblow, release information. Um, like I said, the military, the police are the reason why that To Catch a Predator show went off. Okay, so the police are full of these predators, you know? So, open your eyes, and when you finally go to court and you have to figure out whether someone's innocent or guilty of a crime, you know, pay more attention so that you can put these predators behind bars. And we have to do something to bring up their sentences, because pedophilia is something that the perpetrator is going to practice until the day they die. Nothing's going to stop them except being in jail. And what are their sentences? Like nothing. Like nothing. Their sentences are like nothing because there's so many pedophiles in this country. So they all let each other off. They all got each other's back, and that's the way it is. And that's called white supremacy. Okay, that's a part of it too. White supremacy doesn't mean you get the best of white people. No, it means white people get away with stuff. It means the mediocre people are in charge. It means, I mean, look around you. Look around you. Now that you know what it is, when people decide that this guy needs to be in charge, he's too big to jail. He's too big to fail. Let's make sure he wins. Let's make sure all the outcomes for this person is good. Well, then he doesn't need to be moral. He doesn't need to be righteous. He doesn't need to have his stuff straight. He can do all kinds of stuff and people will just cover for him. You get the worst. You get the worst of people when you decide to elevate someone based on, oh, they're a white male. Get the worst people. The worst people will take advantage of that. The people who do want to get away with SHIT, okay? The people who do want to get away with murder, they join the friggin' military and the police force. And then everyone covers for them. So it's time for people to come together and stop letting others get away with this. Okay, so that was the inactive. Okay, and then the active, something that you can do. Okay, like I said, look around you and whistleblow. If you have one of those jobs that are really plugged in and in tune of what's going on in the world. But an active thing that you can do is join a group that is that advocates for children and women and like women who are in bad situations, single mothers, homeless families. Um, if you can join a group or join your church or join some church, join some organization, ask them, what are you doing about the Epstein? What can we do as a group about the Epstein files and what's going on? How can we organize and expose it, prosecute it, protect the children? How can we do that? So you can join all kinds of different groups, advocacy groups, and maybe even join an off-grid group, and figure out how you can pull yourself out of the system. Maybe join your retired mother or father to be off-grid, okay? And be helpful to them. They've separated people so much. I don't know how many Black people are now putting their family, their elders in homes, Fortunately, my mother did that. But there's power in being together. And if you have a retired parent, then maybe you can join them and help around the house and get situated. And maybe you can join foraging group, gun club, survival stuff. Maybe you can learn a new skill that's going to help you uh, with being off of the system, you know? So there's all kinds of things that you can do. And if you have access to, you know, these this information, you can expose it, blah, blah. Um, if you're being sent to Greenland, you can like sabotage some SHIT, break some equipment, do something to just throw a wrench in the plans. Don't let it go smoothly. Don't let things go the way they want them to go in a smooth, resistance-free kind of way. Always resist their plans. So I guess that's all I got. This is Black Shiva wishing you peace and health. Thanks.